Hi, everybody. My name is Dr. White, and I'm going to be talking to you today about dual enrollment and everything you need to know to be able to participate in this program. First, you need to understand what dual enrollment actually is. It's basically when a high school student takes classes at the college to finish up what they need in high school and to start what they need in college. So instead of taking Brit Lit at the high school level, you would take English 1101 at the college level. And this would give you the 3 credits for the English class at the college and the 1 credit for the English class at the high school level. Another example, instead of taking AMDM or pre-cal in the high school, you would take Math 1111 over at the college and receive 3 credits for your math and receive 1 credit for the high school math. It's important to note that the state of Georgia only pays up to 30 credits. So that's approximately 10 classes. You will have some fees, like a lab fee that may be $50 that you have to pay, and all students are required to pay for parking. So those are some extra fees that you may see. Outside of those fees, your tuition and everything is covered at 100%. Students can also take their classes face-to-face, online, or through a hybrid format. And remember, when you're in college, students, when they're taking one class, they generally only meet twice a week for a class. So you're going to find that your schedule is a lot more flexible than what you find in the high school setting. In order to participate, you need to know some of the basic rules at Sprayberry. To start, you have to have taken advanced algebra or currently be taking advanced algebra to be able to sign up for dual enrollment for the following semester. We had a meeting recently and we stated that you needed to also take American Lit. As of today, that has changed. They're going to be changing the English requirements to Literature 1 and Literature 2 as requirements, and then students will be able to choose their 3rd and 4th Lit class. So you no longer need to take American Lit to participate in dual enrollment. What you do need is 2 years of Lit. So if you've completed 9th Lit and World Lit, then you are all set to participate in dual enrollment as long as you also are currently in advanced algebra or have completed advanced algebra. Additionally, you must be passing all of your classes. You need transportation to and from the college if you choose to do face-to-face or hybrid. You're not allowed to remain on Sprayberry's property during your dual enrollment classes. You need to be either at the college or somewhere else off the property. If an emergency happens and we're not aware that you're on property, that could be a safety issue. So we request that dual enrollment students are not on property unless they're actually taking a class at Sprayberry. You're also responsible for staying informed about school events such as homecoming and prom, because there will not be any announcements coming through the counseling department. So we really encourage you to check out Sprayberry's website or join the Senior Remind. Another requirement is that you must attend school regularly to participate in dual enrollment. When determining what college you want to go to, you need to look up the different colleges and find out which one interests you the most. Most of our students either go to KSU or Chat Tech, and that's strictly because of how close they are to our school. If you choose to go to Georgia State University, that's fine, but remember that you're going to be driving on the freeway back and forth, and so most students opt just for KSU or Chat Tech. You're also going to be responsible for all the deadline dates and submitting your paperwork without being prompted. It is going to be imperative that you check your emails regularly, and you need to be sure that you're keeping your parents in the loop about all your dual enrollment information and deadlines. If you are planning on attending KSU, you need a core GPA of 3.2 to participate. If your GPA, your core GPA, which is your English, Math, Science, and Social Studies, along with World Language, is less, it's a 3.1 or less, you need to submit ACT, SAT, or PSAT scores. Check KSU's websites to see what the minimum scores are. If you don't have the minimum scores, you're not going to be allowed to participate at KSU. You'll need to fill out an application for Chat Tech. If you have questions about your college application and where you are in the process, be sure you reach out to the college directly. Some of the advantages of dual enrollment is that you can literally complete up to an entire year of college for free. This includes your tuition, books, and most of the fees. As I mentioned before, you may have a fee for like a lab in science, and then of course you'll need to pay for your own parking. Also, students qualify for 4 years of hope, regardless of how many dual enrollment credits they earn. So your dual enrollment classes do not count as attempted credits, and so you will be allowed to continue to have 4 years of college if you so choose. Dual enrollment classes also count as classes of rigor, and students need 4 classes of rigor to qualify for hope, along with the 3.0 core GPA. Also, another advantage of dual enrollment is that you have a more flexible schedule, specifically for full-time students. Your schedule is going to be however you set it up. So students could take classes on 2 days throughout the day and only go to school for 2 days a week, or they can set it up and only take classes in the morning. That's going to be at your discretion after you meet with your college advisor. Also, there's no end of course test unless you're taking biology for the first time. So in the high school setting, you have an EOC for biology. If you take in biology in the high school, you've taken the EOC. If you take it in the college, you will also need to take the EOC back in your high school setting, but your counselor will help you with that to ensure that you complete that class. Some of the disadvantages of dual enrollment that you need to be aware of is that you are only going to be given 0.5 extra quality points for your HOPE GPA. When you look at your high school transcript, you're going to see that you don't earn any extra quality points in that subject area. The only exception to that is if you've taken the highest level class in our building, then if you've done that, you can get a 0.5 extra quality point on your high school transcript. So an example of that is, let's say you've taken AP Calculus BC, which is the highest level math class that we offer at Sprayberry, and then you go to the college and you take a higher level math class there, you will be able to get the 0.5 extra quality point on your high school transcript. Also, you need to be aware of transportation and scheduling conflicts. Sprayberry does not have the same breaks as the college does. So when we're on break at Sprayberry, you still may be required to attend college. Also, parking fees. You're going to be paying parking fees for Sprayberry if you part-time here, and you're going to also be paying parking fees at the college. If you're going full-time to the college, you will not need to get a parking pass or pay the fee for the high school. Also, remember that you're being taught by professors, and they don't care that you're in high school. They will only communicate with you as the student. If your parent reaches out, that professor is not likely to reach back out to your parent. Also, it's important to know that you're going to have fewer grades. So you're going to have anywhere between 5 and 8 grades for a semester, which is very different than high school. So it's going to be imperative that you do well on all your assignments to ensure that you have a passing grade. Another thing to take into consideration is that grades are recorded twice. You're going to have the grade on your high school transcript along with the grade on your college transcript. You also want to take into consideration where you're going after you graduate high school. So if you decide to start at Chat Tech and you decide you're going to do some of the core classes that most of the four-year colleges in Georgia require, that's perfectly fine. But you need to look under the Georgia transfer to see which schools take those credits. So for example, if you go into Georgia transfer and you type in Chat Tech English 1101, it'll show you a list of the colleges that will take English 1101 as is at their university. So you want to be sure that whatever classes you're taking, you're not wasting your time taking a class. You're taking a class that's going to help you finish core requirements at the four-year colleges. Also, it's important to remember that competitive colleges like Georgia Tech and UGA may prefer to see AP classes over dual enrollment. The reason for this is AP classes are standardized and dual enrollment classes are not. Also, if you have a student that has a 504 or an IEP, it is your responsibility to go to the college and speak with special student services so they can review the paperwork that you have and give you the updated paperwork that you'll need to take to your college professor. Once you're accepted into the program, you have to maintain satisfactory academic progress in order to be able to continue with dual enrollment. The college will withdraw you if you make poor grades. So for example, if you have a D and a C, there's a high probability that KSU will deny your return for dual enrollment and require that you return back to the high school. If you fail a dual enrollment class, it is a 100% guarantee that you will return to Sprayberry the following semester. Now, all students need to be enrolled full-time, and because we have 4 classes here at Sprayberry, full-time at the college will be a total of 4 classes, which is approximately 12 credits. Remember that your funding is capped each semester at 15 hours or 15 credits. So that basically means you can take no more than 5 classes per semester. Part-time students will make a decision on how many classes they're going to take at the high school and how many they're going to take at the college. Some students will take 1 class at the high school and 3 classes at the college. Others will choose 2 at the high school, 2 at the college. You'll be able to make this decision when we meet to develop your student academic plan. Here are 2 sample dual enrollment schedules. One is for full-time and one is for part-time. You'll see that the full-time student will be taking English 1101. In the college, that's going to be 3 credit hours, and in the high school, it's 1. They'll also be taking Math 1111, which is college algebra. That's 3 credits at the college, 1 at the high school. Psychology 1101, which is Intro to Psych. And then Political Science 1101, which is American Government. That is a total of 12 credits. The part-time student is taking English 1101, Math 1113, which is pre-calculus. At the high school, they're going to take AP Government, and then they're going to take the Honors Human Anatomy class at Sprayberry. When looking at part-time dual enrollment students, you need to decide which classes you're going to take at Sprayberry versus which classes you plan on taking at the college. You'll find that most students start second semester of 11th grade, and they'll take English 1101, which is Composition 1, and Math 1111, which is College Algebra. These 2 classes tend to be prerequisites to get into a lot of the other classes at the university. You also have to decide, are you going to be taking classes in the morning or in the afternoon? You need to know the bell schedule. We'll be sending you a copy of the bell schedule if you're a part-time student, so you can make sure that you give yourself plenty of time to get between the college and the high school, because you cannot leave Sprayberry early to go to a dual enrollment class. And you also don't want to be late coming into Sprayberry, because then you'll be marked tardy. You also need to take into consideration extracurricular activities. So if you play sports, you might want to come to Sprayberry during 3rd and 4th block so that you can participate in your sports right after school. Also considering transportation, time to park your car, and time to walk to your class. All of that needs to be factored in when you're making the decision on what time of the day you'll be doing your dual enrollment classes. It's also important to note that Sprayberry's master calendar is not set until the late summer. So when we're looking at fall dual enrollment classes, there may be some conflicts with the schedule, even after we finalize the schedule. If this happens, don't worry. One of the dual enrollment counselors will reach out to you, and we will help you make the corrections to your college schedule. For full-time dual enrollment students, you're going to be taking all of your classes at the college. So you will not be on Sprayberry property unless you have a meeting or you're participating in an extracurricular activity or sport, generally after school. Your schedule is going to be a lot more flexible because the college classes are generally only held once or twice per week. And remember, you need transportation to attend your classes, specifically if you're taking in-person classes. In dual enrollment, students must have a C or better to earn college credit. If you earn a D at the college, you will get the credit on the high school side, but you will not get the credit on the college side, because when you earn a D, the college will make you retake that class later. Now, you cannot retake the class through dual enrollment. So let's say you take English 1101 and earn a D. You will get the high school credit, but you will not be able to take that class again at the college. You will need to wait till you're a full-time regular college student to retake that English 1101 class. When looking at the grading scale, the college gives a letter grade and the high school gives a numeric grade. So we will convert those grades for you. You can see that an A will become a 95, a B 85, C 76, D 72, and an F will be 69%. It is going to be your responsibility to check the accuracy of your transcripts after the grades have been posted. That's both on the high school side and the college side. Colleges are going to offer a drop period. So if we're a little bit through the semester, it usually happens about 2 months in. If you're not doing well in a college class, you're going to get an email from your professor suggesting that you drop that class. Do not drop your class. Sprayberry will not allow students to drop the class because that's a Cobb County policy. So you will receive a grade of 10% on your high school transcript if you go ahead and you drop that class. Please do not do that. If you are doing poorly in a class, you need to reach out to your college professor, meet with him or her during their office hours, see if there's any tutoring that's being offered, but do not drop that class. It will impact not only your high school GPA, but also your college GPA. Typically, if you withdraw from a class, you get a W on your college transcript and you're only allowed 2 withdrawals. The problem comes in is that students have to be full-time. So if you drop one of your dual enrollment classes, then that makes you not a full-time student, and that is against Cobb County policy. So please do not drop a class. So when determining on how you choose your dual enrollment classes, that's where your high school counselor is going to help you. So when you come in for your dual enrollment meeting, we're going to have reviewed your transcript so we know exactly what you still need to take in terms of graduation. Most of our students start with their English classes and their math classes. As I stated before, that's a prerequisite. But let's say you still need Brit Lit, but you've taken AP Lang, you've taken the test and you've scored a 3, 4, or 5. Well, you already have credit for English 1101, so we're going to start you in English 1102. All students are going to have to take like Econ and American Government, and we'll have you take both of those classes at the college because you'll get the college credit and the high school credit at the same time. Once we determine what you need to graduate, we'll ask you what 2 or 4 year college you plan on attending or what your major is going to be, and that will help us decide on what core classes we have you take. Of course, we'll have you take whatever core classes you need to graduate through the high school, but we also want to make sure that you're on track to take the classes that you need at the college, because all colleges have what they call core classes. So if you take a look here at Kennesaw State University and you click into their catalog, you're going to see the classes that they require for all students. So when the KSU catalog populates, make sure that you go up and you're in the correct catalog for this upcoming year. Then you're going to scroll down. You're going to click on General Education, and then you're going to scroll through here and you're going to see the classes that are required. Most classes are 3 credit classes. Now you'll see that this Econ class is a 2 credit class. Econ is having some changes that are getting ready to occur at the college level, so that's probably going to change. But you'll see that under critical thinking, you have to take a 3 credit class. So as I stated before, most of your classes, one class is 3 credits. So you'll look through this list and your student will pick one of these classes, and that could be one of the classes that they take during dual enrollment. Not all of the classes listed here will be offered in dual enrollment. Your counselor will help you determine which classes are going to be available. When you go down to math, you see that Math 1111 is listed. College Algebra is the class that we generally have most of our students take when they go to KSU or to Chat Tech, because this is a core class that's going to be required. Another example is everyone takes American Government. You need it at the high school. You'll also once again need it at the college level. Same thing with history. You'll choose between History 1 and History 2. And you can continue to go through this list to see the other classes that are required. You can see under Humanities, they have a long list, but you're only required to take 1. This Fine Art class, this is not offered in dual enrollment, so you will have to take these when you actually get to the college, if that's the college you choose to attend. During the dual enrollment student advisement meeting, we will look at all the requirements. If you're attending KSU, or even if you're going to Chat Tech and you're planning on switching over to KSU, we'll make sure that the classes you take at Chat Tech will qualify as classes for KSU. We won't let you take classes that won't transfer. We will also help you figure out if you're planning on going to another college outside of KSU. So let's say you're looking at Georgia State or Georgia Southern. We will look at their core requirements too, and we will help guide you to ensure that you're taking the best classes to make sure that you're completing a lot of the core requirements before you even start college. Another place to look at is georgiafutures.org. So that's gafutures.org. If you want to see what the course directory looks like, you're just going to click on this link and then go to the course directory. So when you click on the link, it'll take you here. You're going to go up to the search bar and you're going to type in dual enrollment course directory. And you're going to see the dual enrollment course directory populate. You're going to click into it and you're going to look for the updated school year, which is going to be 25-26. Let's say we're looking at Kennesaw State, and then we're going to look under science. You can do a search, and then you can see all the classes that are open for dual enrollment. Now, what's important to note is if you're looking at taking a biology class, you have to go over to the prerequisite section, because at the same time that you take biology, you're also going to be required to take biology 1107 lab. So all your science classes, the 3-credit class, will come with a 1-credit lab. So this is the way for you to be able to search. You can also see, so this is KSU, you can see if they have any engineering classes that are available. So if you go here, you click on that, hit the search, you see Intro to Engineering is a 1-credit class and there's no prerequisite. So any student would have the opportunity to take the Engineering 1000 class. Now, as you go to higher level classes, you'll see that there are prerequisites that you have to take in advance to be able to take these classes. This list is the list that I will be using when I meet with any dual enrollment student to help them to determine what classes they may want to take as they go through dual enrollment. If you're taking classes through Chat Tech, there are 2 paths that you can go through. So Chat Tech has an agreement. So all of your technical colleges have an agreement with the 4-year colleges in Georgia that if you take very specific classes through dual enrollment, that they will transfer over to the 4-year college. They're called the early college essentials. So that's like your math, science, English, social studies, etc. Or you can take a program of study. So if you're a student that's interested in nursing, automotive, cosmetology, etc., your counselor will go in and help you review the class requirements from Chat Tech so you can determine what classes you actually need, because they may be a little different than what other students are taking. So for example, we're going to click into the computer programming class at a program at Chat Tech. Okay, once I click into it, you can see that it takes me to the computer programming site on Chat Tech. And we can either look at an associate's degree or a diploma. And then you can also see that there's certificates that you can earn. But let's go into the associate's degree. When you get in here, you scroll down and you see that the first class you have to take is English 1101. Well, as I stated, instead of taking a Brit Lit or multicultural lit in the high school setting, you take English 1101 to college, get the 3 credits there, and the 1 credit in high school. Other classes are going to require you to take English 1102, public speaking, Spanish 1, Spanish 2, and then human communications. If you keep going down, you'll see that you're going to choose one of these classes because you only need 1 class. So your American government, which is the high school requirement, we could fulfill your high school requirement and your college requirement at the same time. Then you're going to go down and you can choose your math. So you know I said that we've put most of the students in math 1111. If you prefer to do math 1103, and that's offered through dual enrollment, we can put you in that class instead. Then you're going to go up, you're going to have to take another math class, so intro to stats or pre-calculus. Obviously, you'll have to take one of these classes first before they'll allow you into these classes. Then when you go down here, you're going to see for your humanities, you also need to take 1 class in this area. So you could take American Lit, you could take music appreciation. As long as we're offering it in dual enrollment, you'll be able to take that. And then as you get down further, you'll see that you're actually going into your area of major, and you can see the different classes that you can choose from or the classes that you absolutely have to take. And once again, your high school counselor will help you with this so that we can lead you in the right direction as you're making the decision on what classes you want to take. Now I'm going to review the rules for how to apply for dual enrollment. So the first step is to go to sprayberrycounseling.com. And in a few minutes, I'm going to show you how to actually walk through the portal. But for right now, I'm just going to explain it. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to click on the tab that says dual enrollment, and then you're going to see step 1. You're going to click on that tab, and there'll be 3 icons. One will be Georgia Tech, one will be KSU, and one will be Chat Tech. Georgia Tech is only for students that are doing the distance math, which is they've completed AP Calculus BC, and they're wanting to do a higher level math class. That is for those students. Everybody else will look at Chat Tech or KSU. You're going to double click the icon and a document will populate that will have your directions listed for you. You need to follow those directions. They are written explicitly to make sure that you understand every step that you need to do. So as you go through the directions, just check it off 1 box at a time. After you've downloaded the information for step 1, the next thing you're going to do is go back into the portal and click on step 2. Here's where you're going to find all of your upcoming deadline dates. you need to take out your phone and you need to put the deadline dates in your calendar. This will make sure that you don't miss deadlines for the high school and for the college. You as a student, you're responsible for the deadline dates. There are no last minute appointments or emergency meetings. The appointments for dual enrollment started on January 24th, and they'll go all the way through Friday, April 15th. All of the paperwork for Sprayberry is due Monday, April 14th. If you submit your paperwork that day by 3:45, you will get an appointment on the 18th. If you submit your paperwork after that date, you will have missed the deadline to participate in dual enrollment for the upcoming summer and fall semester. After you've put all the dates in your calendar, go back to the Sprayberry Counseling website and click on Step 3. You're going to review the dual enrollment rules and reminders. There's only like 10 listed there, so read through them. Then you're going to scroll down and you're going to watch the video. This is actually the video, so if you're already watching this, you'll have the video part complete. Next, you're going to download the CCSD local school agreement and fill it out. To be able to fill this document out, your student needs to be logged into their Office 365 account. If you're not able to access it, you're not in Office 365. Everybody needs to initial next to each one of the rules, the parent initials and the student. And then at the bottom, both the parent and the student need to sign it. After you do that, then there'll be a link for you to upload that under the dual enrollment student acknowledgement form, and I'll show you that in just a moment. So after you've saved the CCSD local school agreement on your desktop and you've filled it out using the draw little icon to help you like draw your signature, then next you're going to scroll down in the under step number 3, and you're going to see dual enrollment student acknowledgement form. I need you to read all the rules. Both the parent and the student must click next to each rule, and this indicates that they've read the rule and they understand it. As you move down through the rules under number 26, that is where you're going to upload the CCSD local school agreement. This form was saved to your desktop, so you're just going to click the Save button. You're going to find the file, and you're going to upload it there, and it will be sent to the counseling department automatically. If you're applying to KSU and your core GPA is 3.1 or lower, you're going to also need to upload your SAT, ACT, or PSAT scores, and you're going to do that under item number 27. If you're applying to Georgia Tech Distance Math, you need to upload your SAT and AC or ACT scores under number 28. If you're not going to KSU or you're not applying to Georgia Tech, you can skip those two. As you continue to scroll down, both the parent and the student must sign at the bottom, and this is merely just writing your name in. Once you've completed this form, you're going to click Submit, and the form will be sent to the counseling department automatically. After you complete this, continue to scroll down. Your next step is completing the dual enrollment funding application. So we have to pay for dual enrollment, and the way we do this is you complete the funding application, and then it goes to the state. So there's a section for the student to do, and there's a section that the parent has to do. If you have questions on how to set up this account, then you're going to see a icon that says click here to set up your account and complete dual enrollment. And if you need help, there's going to be a link above that that will give you a video on how you actually complete your funding. As I stated, both the parent and student have a section. So once the student has done their section, the parent will receive an email asking them to complete their section. Within 3 to 5 days, you'll get a notification saying that this has been accepted, and I will be able to see your paperwork in Georgia Futures. After your forms have been sent to me and they look correct, I'm going to be reaching out to you, and we will schedule your dual enrollment student advisement meeting. I only schedule meetings for Fridays, and there are no exceptions to this policy. So during the meeting, that's when we're going to discuss the classes you want to take, what college you think you're going to attend once you graduate, and we are going to develop your dual enrollment student advisement form. This is the form that you will use when you actually meet with the college advisor. Once I finish the form, I'm going to email it to you. You and your parent will sign it, and then I'll send you a link in that same email, and that's where you're going to upload the signed form. Please do not bring in paper copies. They will not be accepted. So after the dual enrollment student advisement form is submitted and it's been approved, we will send you an email stating that you have completed this step. And outside of submitting your college schedule, you have completed everything that Sprayberry requires. but you're not done. You still need to apply to the college of interest. So if you go back to the downloaded handout that you found under step 1, you will see all the steps that you need to do to complete the college side of the application. If you have questions about the college application and other required steps, please reach out to the college directory. Remember that your high school counselor does not have access to your college application. If you just follow the steps that you found under number 1, steps to apply, you should not have any issues. The college and high school deadlines, remember that those dates do not always align, and you must meet deadlines for both Sprayberry and your college of interest. Once you're accepted, you'll be required to attend an orientation. Generally, that orientation is online, and you'll be allowed to meet with your college advisor. Please be sure you meet with the college advisor. Don't skip that meeting. During that meeting, he or she will help you develop your college schedule, and they will review all the stuff that you and I went over together. You must submit your completed college schedule to your dual enrollment counselor so that we can go ahead and we can approve your funding. You will be sent a link for where you will upload your college schedule. Please don't miss the deadline for submitting this schedule, because if you do, your college application will be denied. Once you receive notification from the college, remember to check your emails daily. They will say that you've been accepted, and then they're going to give you your next steps on what you need to do. You need to attend the orientation and the advisement, and then you need to register for your classes. I encourage you to register for classes as soon as possible so you can make sure that you get the preferred section or times, because you can take classes at different campuses. And so if you want a campus that's close to you, the faster you register for classes, the faster you're going to, or the more likely you are to get the class that you're wanting. Please do your research. There's a program called Rate My Professor. You can go in and see what other students have said about the college professors. You need to be aware of the bell schedule, specifically if you're part-time, and you also need to be aware of your practice times if you're playing sports. If you wait, you may not get the classes and times that you want. Remember that you are not allowed to make changes to your college schedule without prior approval from the dual enrollment counselor. You cannot be waitlisted. So basically what this means is if you try to get into a class and it tells you the class is full, that means you can't take that class. That wait list could last all the way through halfway through a regular semester. So we need to make sure that you are in 4 classes, so you cannot be waitlisted. You have to find a class that's currently open. Once you have finished your college schedule and you have a copy of it, you need to send that to the dual enrollment counselor so that your funding can be approved. So once you've submitted the college schedule to the high school counselor, we will go into Georgia Futures and we'll approve your funding. Remember, you are required to meet with us every semester to refill out these papers. Now, the only papers you'll have to refill out are the dual enrollment student acknowledgement form and the CCSD form. So it's important that you put in your calendar, I need to meet with the high school advisor so I can complete my paperwork for the following semester. You only apply 1 semester at a time. You do not have to redo the college application. You only have to redo the high school's paperwork. If you have any issues with anything, please email the dual enrollment counselor. We will answer your questions directly, or we'll send you to the correct person to help answer your questions. Also, this is incredibly important. Do not pay a bill if you receive it. They cannot tell the difference between a dual enrollment student and a regular college student, so you will receive a bill that says you need to pay anywhere from $2,000 to $6,000. Please ignore that bill. The only bill you're responsible for is your parking fee and maybe a lab fee if it's applicable. Outside of that, you should not be paying any bills. If you have questions, you can send the counselor, the high school counselor, an email letting her know what your concern is, and then she will make sure that you understand that you do not need to pay that bill. Okay, so now we're actually going to click into the website and I'm going to walk you through everything that we just discussed. So the first thing we're going to do is click on sprayberrycounseling.com. When you click on that link, it's going to take you to Sprayberry Counseling's homepage. You're going to go to dual enrollment and you're going to see that there's step 1, step 2, step 3, and then accelerated career diploma. So if you click on step 1, it's going to take you here and you're going to see the 3 icons. Remember that Georgia Tech is only for distant math. You're going to generally choose between Chattahoochee Tech and KSU. So when you double click on Chat Tech, you're going to get a Word document that's going to populate, and it's going to be steps to apply. you will see that when you go to this, it says click on the dual enrollment deadlines, review the deadlines, mark the dates in your personal calendar. Then it says click on forms, rules, and instructions. I literally walk you through this entire process. So you're going to, this is all the stuff that we talked about, filling out your CCSD local school agreement, completing the dual enrollment acknowledgement form. Once you've submitted that, then you need to go down and complete your Georgia Future Funding application. If you need the link, this is admission to Chat Tech. You would click it here and it'll take you to Chat Tech's website and then the dual enrollment steps. Now remember, when you're looking at Chat Tech, you're going to start with step 1, but then also remember you need to go back to step 2, step 3, and step 4. Continue reading through all this paperwork, but I'm going to actually take you into the application just so you can see it really quickly. So I'm going to click right here. So after you click into Chat Tech's application, it's going to take you here. You'll see step 1 says that you go and you actually start your application. So you're going to be a first-time user, so you'll double click it. Say you're starting a new application and you go from there. Once you're finished, a few days later, you're going to need to come back and start step 2. The reason being is you're going to receive a 900 number from Chat Tech, and it takes a couple days for that to populate through their system. When you get your 900 number, then you're going to upload your advisement plan, and it's going to take you to this link. And you'll say you put your first and last name, your 900 number that they give you, your information, date of birth, email address, and then you'll choose a file. So you're going to choose advisement plan, then you're going to find where you copy the advisement plan and click submit. You'll also come back here for lawful verification. They want to make sure that you're in the country lawfully. So you're going to click here and you're going to upload your birth certificate, social security card, green card, whatever it is that you have. So then when you go back to your steps, you'll see that you completed step 1. You completed step 2 because you uploaded your advisement plan once you had your 900 number. You completed your lawful verification once you had your 900 number. And then you have to complete the dual enrollment approval form. That is something that your parents will complete. It's a pretty short form, but here's the link to it. And then parents will complete the funding. Now you should have done the funding already, but if you didn't, this will be the steps to complete the funding application. As I stated before, Chat Tech has 2 programs, so Early College Essentials, which are just your core classes, or a specific technical program. If you're going to participate in a specific technical program, you'll also need to do this request form. So you just click into it here and fill it out. Just follow through the rest of the steps. It's just basically giving you some additional information. If you go back to step 1 and you're wanting to go to KSU instead of Chat Tech, you'll double click on KSU. You'll download the file, click it to open it, and you'll see the steps for KSU listed here. Once again, it's going to be the same thing, like doing your Sprayberry paperwork, clicking on the dual enrollment acknowledgement form and completing all those tasks. And then you'll see the KSU's deadline dates here, their admission requirements, and how to apply here. You'll also see everything that you need to fill out, the dual enrollment new student form that they're going to require. And remember, if your GPA is the 3.1 or lower, here are the scores that you're going to need. And then KSU is also going to require a lawful presence. So if you click here and you fill out the lawful presence paperwork, then you'll have that part done. Just continue to go through all my rules, and then you should have no problem having your KSU application completed. Okay, so if you go back to Sprayberry's website, you've done the steps to apply. That's where you download the information. That gives you step by step. Then you look at the deadline dates, and it gives you all the deadlines. And then the last section is the rules, forms, and instructions. So you'll review the reminders. You will watch the video, which is actually the video that you're listening to right now. You will go down here and you will click into the CCSD local school agreement, and you will need to fill this out. Both the parent and the student need to initial next to each one of these roles, and then at the bottom you need to sign it. You will need to download this document and save it to your desktop. If you're in Office 365, you will get the draw icon where you can actually write in your signature by drawing it on here. If you're not able to do that, then you're not in Office 365. Okay, after you filled out the CCSD local school agreement and you've saved it to your desktop, next you're going to go down to the dual enrollment acknowledgement form and you're going to click on that. You're going to put your first and last name, student ID, student's personal email address. You're going to let me know which college you're interested in. Then each of you, both the parent and the student, are going to read through each one of these roles and initial. When you get down to number 26, this is where you're going to upload that CCSD form. So you're going to click upload file. You're going to find your form and you're going to upload it there. If you are applying to KSU with a core GPA of 3.1 or lower, you're going to upload SAT, ACT, or PSAT right here. If you are attending distance math at Georgia Tech, you're going to upload your SAT or ACT scores right there. You're going to confirm that you've watched this video. You're going to sign your name, the parent will sign their name, and then you're going to click the submit button. When you click the submit button, this form will go to me and I will be able to check and confirm that you've submitted everything correctly. After you submit this form, as I stated, it will come to me. Then your next step is to go down to start your dual enrollment funding. Right here, this link will give you a video on how to do your funding. Otherwise, you can go straight here. You click into the dual enrollment funding application through Georgia Futures. You're going to go down here and click Apply Now. When you click Apply Now, if you don't have an account, you'll need to create an account. And if you do have an account, you'll go ahead and sign in. Once you sign in, follow the steps on completing your funding application. Once you complete your funding application, the funding application will also be sent to your parent for them to complete their portion. If you have additional questions about dual enrollment, you can check out the frequently asked questions. One more option that I want you to be aware of when you go into dual enrollment is the accelerated career diploma option. So if you click into that, you're going to see that they have pathways for people that are interested in the CTAE field, where instead of going to high school and taking all the regular credits, you would take 2 English classes, 2 math, 2 science, 2 social studies classes, health and fitness. You won't be required to take any CTAE or general electives, but what they will have you do is complete a diploma, an associate's degree, or 2 certificates in your area of interest, whether that be welding, diesel technology, criminal justice, or what have you. So you would actually stay in high school, you would complete these core classes, and then you would take the other classes at the college, and you would get what they call an accelerated career diploma. This will give you an opportunity to graduate high school alongside of having a technical college diploma or 2 technical certificates or an associate's degree by the time you graduate high school. If you have more questions about that, please reach out to the dual enrollment counselor. Now that I've walked you through the website and what you need to do, I want to talk about a few things that I have observed over the years in terms of dual enrollment. When students have issues, it's because they have a tendency to believe that they're going to get extra chances to complete work that they missed at the college. Because oftentimes in the high school, we give kids multiple chances to complete work. That is not going to happen in the college. It's going to be imperative that whatever the assignments are and whenever they're due, that you turn in those assignments in a timely manner. You're going to find out that a lot of times you have to advocate for yourself. And I know a lot of students struggle and they want the high school counselor to do that for them. We don't have access to your paperwork because it's a FERPA violation. So you're going to be required to reach out to the college yourself with issues. Now, if you have an issue that you can't figure out and no one's helping you with, that's when you reach out to the high school counselor and we will advocate on your behalf, but we will copy you on all email correspondence. Also remember that when you're in college, you're not going to have 20 to 30 assignments. You'll probably have 5 to 8 assignments depending on the class. So it's going to be important that you do well on all your assignments. Also remember that college professors, they don't offer extra credit and they will not call your parent, nor they even respond to your parent if your parent tries to call them. Remember, you're a college student and you're going to be treated accordingly. Also remember that students oftentimes expect their counselor to send out constant reminders. We can't do that for you. It's going to be your responsibility to reach out to your counselor when you have questions or when it's time to meet for the next semester. Also, please always check your emails regularly. I would say check it at least every other day. Otherwise, you might miss important deadlines and information. If you have more questions, please reach out to your regular counselor because they'll be able to help you with your basic dual enrollment questions. After you've completed the required paperwork, that's when the dual enrollment counselor will reach out to you and schedule your meeting. If you have questions that are just general questions, like I said, just come in and meet with your regular counselor. We will be hosting opportunities where you can come in during your lunch break and we can help you complete your dual enrollment application if you're having problems. Just stop by counseling and ask for specifics on the dates and times. I hope that you found this presentation to be helpful. If you have additional questions, like I said, don't hesitate to ask. Thanks and have a great day.